here's how to look expensive. And if you don't know what I mean, here are a few examples. Right here, and right over here.
These are the 5 things I do to look and feel expensive.
Here's my monthly maintenance routine to look and feel expensive.
Here's how to look more expensive without losing your personality.
How to look expensive. Simple. Quality over quantity. You don't need to spend all your money in luxury stores just to look expensive. Less is always more. It's not about what you have, it's about how you put it together.
So here's my question. How many times do you see women making videos about improving on their personalities, improving on their people skills, improving on their net worth investment portfolio? Pretty much never. And as I looked through these young ladies' TikTok and Instagram pages, everything was about the exterior, looking expensive. So my second question is specifically for the men. Which would you rather have? An expensive looking woman who holds no true value outside of her looks, or a plain Jane woman who wears regular clothes, handles money very well, and brings value to your life? Of course, I already know your answer. Even though damn near every man is going to answer the same way, that he would prefer the plain Jane woman, Western women insist on putting all their energy into their outward appearance.
Ladies, the more expensive, sophisticated, high maintenance, and successful you look, the more you will scare away men who are either broke, cheap, insecure, or intimidated. And that's a great thing because you don't want anyone who can't afford you.
Ah yes, the old broke, cheap, insecure, or intimidating shaming tactics. Fellas, don't fall for it. Hey, this is Raulh of Please Act Right. For all of you who've been following my channel for a while, you already know how I feel about these highfalutin, overspending Barbie doll type women. And for those of you all who are new subscribers, welcome to the channel. If a woman admits she's expensive, believe her and just walk away. Because in reality, these women are nothing more than what I would call an habitual money waster. What was it that the old school rapper Trick Daddy said about someone who has more crap than money?
I watched different speakers speak up on materialistic thing. Everybody's materialistic. An old wise man once told me, if you could look in your closet, look in your driveway, and look inside your house and see more money than you can see when you look inside your bank account, you's a poor fool.
Ladies, the more expensive you look and the more expensive you sound, whether that's through your education, how worldly you are, what you wear, if you're dripped out in designers or you just have like a really elegant look about you, you know who you are, by the way, if you're in this category. The more expensive you look, the smaller your dating pool is gonna be. Because a lot of men, while they might pursue you for their own personal ego validation, will have a hard time committing to you because your presence makes them feel insecure.
See, it's always the man that's the issue. It's never them. It can't be that he found out she is the money waster he thought she was and decided she was no longer worth pursuing.
See, men are hardwired to be providers.
Yes, providers of basic needs like mortgage, rent, gas, light, phone, food, etc. By the way, always look at their surroundings in the video. Look at her background. This woman wants you, gentlemen, to pay for her lifestyle.
And so if they see someone like you,
run the other way.
They might feel like I can't provide anything for her that she doesn't already have. Or I can't impress her the way I can impress a woman who doesn't have all those things.
Or we don't want to pay for that overpriced crap that you want.
So they will go for a girl who makes them feel a lot more in their masculine energy.
No, we're just going to go out with women who know better than to waste our money on that crap that you want us to waste our money on.
And sometimes it's not about you. It's just about them and their own complex.
No, it's definitely about you.
I've used this example before about Bugattis, right? Bugattis are beautiful, luxury, expensive cars, but there's a reason not a lot of people walk into that dealership because not a lot of people can afford them.
Any woman that uses a car like a multi-million-dollar Bugatti as an example of a comparison to a woman who likes overpriced crap, you shouldn't be listening to her.
And even the people who can afford them sometimes feel insecure about like the fact that someone could steal the car or they don't want to, drive around in something not flashy. So,
or maybe their common sense kicked in and they thought about how stupid it was to spend millions of dollars on a car.
I'm not saying turn yourself into a Toyota or a Benz.
Don't turn yourself into a Toyota or a Mercedes-Benz. Now a Mercedes-Benz is not good enough. Little girl.
But don't be surprised when not a lot of people walk into your dealership if you're giving out that expensive vibe. Because like I said, the pool is just smaller. Hold out for the right customer.
Well, you mean the right sucker. And in this day and time, Even if I were a multimillionaire, I still wouldn't deal with these women in Western culture. All they do is spend, 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 and waste, waste, waste. Once again, it's okay for a woman to buy nice things, but when all they talk about is looking expensive and spending money on worthless crap, but they never talk about investing any of that money, that's a red flag right off the bat. Truth be told, most of these women are deep in debt buying that garbage. And I do mean garbage because that's where it's gonna all end up.
I made a video a while back saying if a girl looks expensive, talks expensive, walks expensive, eats expensive, lives expensive, and you can't afford it to shop within your means, and it left a lot of people like riled up, like booty tilted. And I just
Now let me start this off by saying I understand what she's saying. Fellas, please don't try to date a woman that is gonna have you spend all your money on her. Don't do it. It's not worth it. You're gonna stress yourself out. But I do have a question. Now, I love a woman that can get to some money. She's making bread. She's doing well for herself, right? Me just being the person I am, I do have a couple questions. What's your credit cards look like? What those credit card statements be looking like?
My point exactly. And guess who she wants to pay those credit card balances down?
Do you pay your credit cards off every month? Okay. Second question is, are you on DHgate or any website like that where you look expensive, but you're not paying expensive prices? Because if you look expensive and you're not paying expensive prices and then you carry yourself that way, I'm not judging, but it's just a question. Because I swear every time I log on this app, somebody is talking about how they can't afford something. And me just thinking, you say, baby, oh, baby boy, you can't afford me. And then in my head, I get to thinking, baby girl, can you even afford yourself?
And the answer is, for the majority of them, no. True story. I was a UPS driver and I was delivering through the back door of a Macy's store. After I scanned all the packages, I was waiting for the young lady to sign for the packages, but she had to go back up to the front to take care of a customer. I walked up and looked through the door and saw this young lady buying a purse for $3,000, and she was paying for it with 3 different credit cards. Hell, I didn't even know they let you do that. A lot of these women in Western culture only see us men as a payday or a walking ATM machine, and they have no problem letting us know it publicly. Look at this comment that was on Instagram. I miss when men worked 70 hours and would die at 50. Used to be able to collect that pension and life insurance payout and vibe for like 30 more years. And the truth of the matter is, they'll just blow through that money too. When you see these overpriced purses these women carry, overpriced cars they drive, overpriced houses they live in, these are the women you most definitely want to stay away from. Because in reality, the majority of those women look expensive, and that's it. They bring no true value to your life, and the majority of them are broke, looking for you to get them out of their debt.
True story, y'all. About 10 years ago, I was planning to host a women's conference in Atlanta. And I remember at the time I was following this woman on Instagram who, she just oozed fabulosity. She was always wearing designer clothes, had the expensive handbags, was always wearing the red bottom shoes, was taking pictures in expensive restaurants. And I was like, I want her to speak at my conference because I want her to inspire women to level up their life. Well, I got a chance to call her and I was explaining my heart for the conference. And she said to me, Nona, I would love to do this, but I just got evicted from my apartment and I'm actually staying with a friend and sleeping on their couch. I don't know where I'm going to be at by the time of your conference. Y'all, I was shook because that same morning, she posted a picture of herself standing in the middle of the street holding a Chanel bag showing off her red bottom shoes while she was sleeping on her friend's couch. And I realized in that moment that if we're not careful, we will end up comparing our reality to another person's fiction. And this is why I'm killing comparison, because too many of us are feeling like we don't measure up because the measuring stick that we're using isn't even real.
I'm telling you fellas, don't let these women shame you into thinking that you should be giving them money for the overpriced lifestyle that they've created for themselves. Messing around with these women is only going to put you in a state of brokenness. I want you to stop and think about this for a second. Why would you buy a woman a $3,000 purse just so you can sleep with her and call her yours? Honestly, you'd be better off if you just did pay for play. Now, I'm not telling you to go out there and rent a woman for the night, but with the way these Western women are nowadays, if you did, I'd understand. Hey, somebody had to tell you, and I love you, so it might as well be me. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to get notified when I post a new video. I post a new video every week. And in the meantime, will you please act right? My name is Raulh. See you in another video.
So if you enjoyed this video, check out one of these 2 videos right here. I'm sure you'll enjoy them too. And if you like, you can visit my channel. I have plenty of videos there. Go ahead. Don't be scared.